Hi everyone. In this short video I want to go ahead and derive the short-run aggregate supply curve. Now, the short-run aggregate supply curve is going to be the relationship between two things. Price, the average price level, and how much firms are willing and able to produce holding all else constant. We'll worry about the all else constant later. For right now, let's just say it's constant, and let's see what happens between to how much firms want to produce as the average price of goods and services produced increases. So that's going to be the key point. So the price at which firms are selling stuff has increased. So whatever's in the GDP deflator, the price of that has gone up. But costs of production and all that other stuff remains constant. Okay? So wages, constant, energy costs, constant, all of those things, any taxes that might affect the cost of production or regulation that might affect the cost of production, all those things are constant. The only thing that's gone up is the price at which firms are selling the good or service. So let's just go ahead. I could probably do this right down here. And as always, this is the result of a thought experiment. We're going to allow the price level to change, but everything else is going to be held constant. So let me pick a relatively low price, P1. And let's say this is the level of output that firms are willing and able to produce at. Call that point A. All right. So that's my frame of reference. Now I want to say, hypothetically, what would happen to how much firms are willing and able to produce if the price of final goods and services, and that's going to be the key phrase in a second, goes up to P2. So the price level goes up. Then what happens to how much firms want to produce? Well, the key here is costs of production are held constant, right? So if the price at which you're selling output goes up, but your cost of producing the output remain constant, then profit per unit of output increases. So the increase in the price level is going to drive up profits per unit of output. Profits per Q for unit of output. Well, if that's the case, if you're a firm, are you going to want to produce more? Yeah, so firms want to increase production. Or increase Y, real GDP. So firms will want to produce more at the higher price level. How much more? I don't know, let's just call it Y2. So the increase in the average price level will lead to higher real GDP. So we'll be at point B. Alright, for us 2 points determine a line. I'll connect them. That's my short-run aggregate supply curve. So it's the result of this thought experiment, the relationship between price and how much firms are willing and able to produce, holding everything else held constant, that everything else are things that affect the cost of production. If you increase price of what you're selling, the average price of final goods and services, holding cost constant, then profits per unit of output go up. So firms are going to rationally respond and say, yeah, we'd like to produce more if we possibly can. Because remember, firms are greedy profit maximizing firms. So if profits per unit of output go up, they'll want to go ahead and produce more. Alright, and so that's why the short-run aggregate supply curve slopes upwards.